It is time to plan. Or is it? Although planning one particular program is important, an organization must keep its long-term sustainability in mind as well. Strategic planning, organization-wide, consists of making up the framework of how your organization will operate. By this, I mean that you will establish a mission and vision that you would like to accomplish, as well as draw up strategies and implement plans and budgets for how you will reach those goals. There are a few basic situations that can come up where an organization realizes that strategic planning should be implemented. The most obvious one is when it has not been done in years, but instead has still been operating as problems arise. Other reasons to consider strategic planning are to fix systematic and policy issues. Strategic planning can lay the framework to prevent issues such as frequent internal problems, conflicts between staff and board members, and program and resource conflicts. Strategic planning can also make decision-making easier because you can and should relate every decision to the planned mission, vision, and values of the organization. However, is your nonprofit ready for strategic planning? A strategic planning document is not the most important benefit to the strategic planning process. The strategic thinking is. Carefully examining your internal and external environments, then determining the best approach assures your approach to the process will be successful. First, it is important to identify your reasons for the planning. These reasons will help you explain and justify the planning process to yourself and others. These same reasons will be used for later to evaluate whether the strategic planning process was indeed successful for your nonprofit. Sometimes, a nonprofit is not quite ready to create that long-term strategy because they don't know what they don't know. When a nonprofit suffers from a host of problems that they don't know how to solve, we encourage you to take a big step back. You might not be able to clearly articulate your change of theory, your goals for the future, the makeup of your staff and board, and your financial model if you are putting out fires and struggling to keep your doors open. These are examples of issues and barriers to successful strategic planning, but there also may be issues and barriers to the process. An organization that is growing and hopes to sustain that growth needs a set of strategies to guide its program development, build a strong foundation, and prepare for the challenges that lie ahead. The ultimate goal of the strategic planning process is to develop a plan, but the value of the plan often lies in the exercise itself. Before you truly get started on the process, it is best to conduct a self-assessment to make sure you are ready. The following tool will assist you in determining your plan for the plan. The purpose of this worksheet is to break things down in order to determine if your organization is ready for strategic planning or not. If not, this tool will guide you on what your next steps should be. When answering the questions in the first column, if you mark yes for all, you are ready. If you mark no for one or more, you know which areas need to be addressed. Some of the questions focus on budgeting, if staff and board members are getting along, are prepared to work together, and be involved in the process, does the organization have enough time to start strategic planning, and so on. By filling out this Plan for Plan worksheet, you can pinpoint what areas of your organization, if any, need to be addressed in order to move forward. Once those areas have been addressed, you can revisit the worksheet to identify what changes were made in order to get ready. When the worksheet is complete with no further action needed, you can then move forward and start your organization's strategic plan. The next step is to develop a strategic plan for your organization. Schedule a meeting. This could include the staff members and should include board members as well as any stakeholders. During the meeting, as a team, you will identify the organization's mission, vision, and values. Once the meeting is concluded and the organization has a set idea of its mission, vision, and values, the nonprofit can finalize their plan. A strategic planning document should include things like a detailed explanation of who is involved, the purpose of the organization, the mission, vision, and values, what goals the nonprofit has and what the plans are to accomplish them, as well as any financial information and plans involved. Once those areas have been addressed and finalized, the organization's current strategic plan is complete.